Good afternoon and welcome to our lesson today. I was hoping that you'd get online. I'm surprised that you're not online. And I remember we said some of these things you just have to make an effort, yeah? Effort of getting online, yeah, for the few minutes that we shall be having, yeah. So please take note that we shall be having our Zoom classes on Saturdays, yeah. So make an effort of logging in on time. Okay, so far we'll talk about communication skills. We look at what we've been able to capture so far. We were able to go through the course outline when we began the semester, and we've been able to look at the oral skills. Yeah, the oral skills. And one of the oral skills that we looked at the beginning was the interview, which we said is just a meeting between two people with an intention of getting to know each other. Yeah. So we have got what we call an interview. Yeah, which in this case, we are referring to the interview that is conducted when somebody is looking for a job. Okay, this is a kind of interview that we are referring to. Yeah, what are some of the characteristics of interview? We say they are goal driven because they have an objective of what they want to achieve. It's a question answer. Somebody asks, another one answers. Yeah, it's also structured because you can't just ask anything. This what has been planned to be as it's controlled, yeah, controlled by the person who is interviewing. The person we call the interviewer. Okay, and the person who is being interviewed is called the interviewee. Okay, then we also say we've got different types of interviews. These are the interviews that you'd get in an organization. We've got the screening interview. This is now where they are able to go through different CVs or letters that they've been able to receive, yeah, and they're able to screen them. Screen means trying to look at people who meet the minimum requirements. Okay, we've got the telephone. Now, this telephone is where you receive a call. Somebody asks you several questions on phone. And in this modern era, we also have got Skype interviews where you meet somebody like the way we are doing now, face to face, but now through either a laptop. etc. We've got the video conferencing, yeah, like now what we are doing. We've got one-on-one is now where you meet that person face to face. etc. A panel interview. This is an interview that revolves around so many people, maybe a group of like 5 people who will be asking this interviewee the question. Of course, we've got the group interview. Yeah, etc. Yeah, so we've got different types of interviews that I was also able to explain before, and I gave you some notes on the same. So what are some of the interview techniques that you need to have? Yeah, we need techniques or words that we get to hear. We've got random appearance. Now, random appearance is where you're called for this interview and you're told to come and attend an interview. Yeah, we've got experience. Experience is now where they look at perhaps the number of years you've worked in an organization. Yeah, you've got tests. This test could be oral or written. So what are some of the preparation that you need to, the interviewer needs to do, yeah, before the interview to find the suitable candidate, give the candidate sufficient time to prepare for the interview, to create a sense of confidence, yeah, to promote the goodwill of the company, yeah. So we've got different steps and different preparations that need to be done before you conduct the interview. Then, of course, we mentioned about the candidate. What are some of the qualities that employees look for? Yeah, when they are conducting this interview, they look for somebody who is emotionally mature. And here we don't mean age. Here we mean somebody who is able to elaborate or who is able to give that confidence, yeah, that they're able to perform their duties effectively. We also look at employees who are loyal, yeah, cooperative, high energy, etc. Yeah. So we basically looked at that, and then also we also look at the techniques of conducting an interview. Get prepared, yeah, seek for clarity, yeah, maintain control, open-ended questions, etc. We were also able to look at the another listening skill, which we call the presentation. Yeah, presentation. Okay, I'm opening the notes. Yeah, but so far, it's very nice to have you guys on board. Yeah, so please make sure we log in, because when we resume normalcy, Kenya National Examination Council will request us to give details of students who have been attending online classes. Yeah. So we're not just telling you to attend for the sake, we're telling you to attend because we also want to make sure that you're also safe. Yeah. So when it comes to examination, you shall be allowed to sit for exams without any much of a hitch. So listening is important, aid to communication. Yeah, and they have different purposes of listening, which includes you listen because you want to obtain information. You listen because you want to solve problems. You listen because you want to share experience, and you listen because you want to persuade or to dissuade. Yeah. So what are some of the advantages of listening to an organization? So why is it important to listen? Okay, yeah, so listening helps to make better policies. It helps to know the organization. It helps modify complaining employees. It's important for the success of the open door policy. So how do you become a good listener? Concentrate on what the speaker is saying rather than what he looks like. Yeah, repeat the key ideas yourself while listening. Yeah, relate to the speaker's remark to your personal background and experience. Do not let your mind wander away than setting a disagreeing statement. Yeah. So what are some of the stages of listening? Yeah. We say we've got the listening at the receiving stage. This is now the first stage in the process of listening, which is receiving the message. So at this stage, you listen not only to what is said verbally and non-verbally, but also to what is omitted. So that is when you're receiving the message. Yeah, what are some of the ways you can improve your listening reception? Is focus your attention on the speaker's verbal and non-verbal message. Avoid distraction. Don't ask them questions. Yeah, wait until they are finished, and then you can get back and ask them question. Then maintain your role as a listener and avoid interrupting. Yeah, so they also have the second stage, which is the listening at the understanding stage. Now, listening at the understanding stage is understanding the message that you have received. Yeah, you process it, you extract the meaning from the message, and you can improve your listening understanding in a variety of ways. Yeah. Then, of course, you've got the listening at the remembering stage. Now, listening at the remembering stage is remembering the message. It would be of little if you received and understood the message but didn't remember it. Okay, if you want to remember what someone says or the names of the various people, the information needs to pass from your short-term memory to remember a phone number just enough to write it down. So how do you improve your listening, remembering? Yeah, focus your attention on the central ideas, organize what you hear, summarize, unite unite the new and the old. Yeah, relate to the old. So we also have the listening at the evaluating stage. Yeah, now at this stage, once you've received, understand, and have the message in your memory, you need to evaluate. After all messages are equal. Yeah, some are lies, some are truth, some are significant, some are trivial, some are constructive, others are distractive. So we've got those stages of listening. Of course, we've got the types of listening. Types of listening. Yeah, we've got the appreciative listening. Under this, we say we seek certain information which we appreciate. Okay. Yeah, the information sought helps meet our needs, expectations, and goal. And we use appreciative listening when we are listening to good poetry leaders. So we look at what we can apply in our lives. Yeah, selective involves listening for a particular thing and ignoring others. Okay, then we've got the critical listening, full listening, relationship, deep listening, measures to improve your listening skills. What are some of the barriers of effective listening? Yeah, what are some of the challenges that we find or we face when we are listening? One of it is interrupting the speaker. You know, when you interrupt the speaker, like I'm speaking now, and you interrupt me, yeah, you're not able to get what you want. Then also the other challenge is jumping into conclusion, strong emotion, mind wandering, etc. So we've got some unethical practices in communication. These are practices that are unacceptable. Yeah, we've got bias, we've got propaganda, we've got fallacies, red hearing, hasty generalization. Okay, those are some of the barriers that makes us that makes it impossible for us to be able to listen. Sorry about that. That makes it impossible for us to be able to listen. Yeah. Then, of course, we mentioned about the oral presentation. Now, the oral presentation is where, or this revolves around certain things. Yeah, public speaking. Now, this is now where you stand in front of people and you make a presentation. Okay, so we've got different types of uh, different types of oral presentation. We've got persuasive, yeah, we've got speeches and listening skill. Yeah, what are some of the characteristics of a good speech? Yeah, what do you need to do to make sure that your speech is good? Yeah, you need to make sure that it is clear, use of simple words. Yeah, it should be concrete with fact. It should not last more than 20 minutes because who wants to listen to a long speech? You know, make your speech very brief. So what are some of the profile of a good speaker? Now, this is now entails about the person. Yeah, they should be lively, interesting, you know, they should not speak for the sake of speaking or show off. Yeah, they should have a sense of responsibility, yeah, a sense of humor, confident, etc. So we've got the process of planning to speak. We say we plan to speak. Yeah, characteristics of a speech is that is you need to be confident, eye contact, etc. So then, what are the stages of oral presentation? Remember, oral presentation we are talking about in terms of a speech. What are some of the stages that you need to follow before you prepare for an oral presentation? One of it is what we call the preparation. Preparation is where you determine what topic or what is it that you want to speak about. Yeah, get to do a lot of research on the topic that you plan to speak about. Look at the research stage. This is now where you get your facts, yeah, on the topic or on the issue that you plan to talk about. Look at the delivery stage. This is now where you check to ensure that all notes and visual aids are in place before the presentation. Then, of course, you got the follow-up. This is where you allow the audience to make comments or to ask questions after the interviews. We also spoke about the principles of effective use of visual aids. Now, visual aids are like charts, pictures, etc. How do they help when we are writing or when we are making a presentation? Then, of course, we also, the other topic that I introduced last is about the non-verbal communication. Now, non-verbal communication refers to communication through sending and receiving wordless messages. So this could be through gestures, you know, when I raise my eyes, or, you know, when I fold my hands, yeah, etc. So we say non-verbal communication can be communicated through haptic communication, that is through gestures and touch, by body language or postures, yeah, by facial expression and eye contact. So what are some of the functions of the non-verbal communication? We say they are meant to express emotions. They're also meant to express interpersonal attitudes, yeah, to accompany speech. It is used for self-presentation of one's personality. So when you look at it versus verbal versus oral communication, yeah, you look at the differences, which I've explained over there, yeah. We also look at how do the non-verbal communication occur. They can occur through sound, sight, smell, touch, or taste. Yeah, characteristics of non-verbal communication is that the non-verbal messages primarily communicate emotions, attitudes, etc. Yeah, we also say for non-verbal cues, substitute for contradiction, emphasis to regulate verbal. Non-verbal cues are often ambiguous, yeah, they are culture bound, etc. So what are some of the channels of non-verbal communication? We've got arbitrariness, yeah, where this is where we talk about symbols, yeah, culture, yeah, examples of facial expressions, anger, disgust, etc. Clothing and bodily characteristics, yeah. We also speak about the monochronic times. This means time are done at a time, and time is a segment into small precise units. Yeah, so basically under the non-verbal communication, I'll give detailed notes, and I'll also give detailed explanation on the same. So what I wanted us to do today is just to try to go through, and just as I've said before, in case you have issues, you've got queries that you need to have addressed, please feel free to contact me, and I'll be able to assist where I can. Okay. Otherwise, I wish you a very nice weekend. Take care of yourself, and bye for now.